Good day, welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okuru. At least 16 people, including 7 suicide bombers, were killed in multiple bombings in Maiduguri, capital of Borno State, northeast Nigeria. 13 others were also injured in the attacks. One of the attacks targeted the University of Maiduguri, where 3 security guards were killed. The university has been the target of more than 4 suicide attacks just this year alone. In a separate attack, 8 Chadian soldiers were killed in fierce fighting with Boko Haram militants in Lake Chad. The country borders 4 countries, including Nigeria. Chad is part of a 5-nation regional force comprising Nigeria, Cameroon, Niger, and Benin Republic, fighting Boko Haram. There has been frequent clashes in Lake Chad Basin since the Boko Haram conflict began in 2009. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has released his first message since departing from London in May this year. In an audio message recorded in Hausa, the president urged Nigerians to live in unity. He also extended greetings to all Muslims on the Eid al-Fitr celebration and urged them to keep the faith while thanking them for their prayers. The president has been on medical vacation since May 7, 2017. Meanwhile, acting President Yemi Osinbajo says the current administration would do everything to ensure unity among citizens of the country. The acting president re-echoed President Buhari's Salah message to citizens in calling for unity among Nigerians. He also used the opportunity to pray for the president's quick recovery and return to the country. More on our top stories: a Niger Delta group identified as Kombot Egbema and Baramatu Graduates Association has threatened to shut down the operations of Chevron Niger Limited over its alleged use of cheap labor. In a statement issued, the group gave the company 48 hours ultimatum to upgrade the status of its members from trainee to permanent staff, or risk having its operations in the region shut down. It claimed some of its members had been retained as trainees for past 4 years, which it added was a plot by Chevron to continue using cheap labor in its operations. The Nigerian Society of Engineers is calling on the Nigerian government to always include professionals in policy formulation rather than execution of its policies. NSC National President made the call in Lagos at the 2017 Business Conference of NSC Ikeja branch. He urged the government to pay more attention to local engineers by creating an enabling business environment in the country.
There is no way this country can move forward with white collar and blue collar jobs, because the jobs are just not there. If the jobs are not there, then what do you do next? So you have to look at your private entrepreneurship as well as entrepreneurship courses within the concept of the universities, which many of the time we keep telling them, because I've been in the private sector all my life, and I keep telling them that your curriculum should be tailored to what is required within the private sector, because at the end of the day, government cannot employ everybody.
We want a situation where engineers in Nigeria will be allowed to participate, in infrastructural building of the nation. We know that the usual story is that there are failures here and there. But then we say this: when the politics fails, do we import politicians? We don't. But when there's an engineering failure, we quickly get expatriates to come and help us here, and that won't help us. We need to build the capacity of our engineers. We need government to realize that the engineers of this country are capable. We have the intellectual wherewithal. We have all the resources that is required for us to move this nation forward, and government must recognize that. That is all we ask of government. We don't need any other special assistance from them.
Government should encourage the indigenization of most of the things we are doing, because if you continue to allow the foreigners to come in to do what we're supposed to do, that means we are really killing the engineering in us. But this is an avenue for us to build that quality in us, so that we can bring out the best as Nigerian engineers. Whether we are in recession or not, this is an opportunity for Nigerian engineers to really showcase whom we are. And I believe we are trying to do that. And that is part of the reason why we organize such a program. So that when the ingenuity comes out, whether you like it or not, you have to buy into whatever we are doing. as engineers in Nigeria.
The Nigeria Labour Congress has called for a fair tax regime from the federal government on the income of workers across the country. The union accused the government of inappropriate taxing of wealthy Nigerians and corporate organizations. NLC President Ayuba Waba made the call at a gathering of labor union leaders in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory.
In the context of taxation in Nigeria, it's only workers that pay the correct tax, and you call it pay as you earn. In other climes, it is the high and the mighty that are supposed to pay tax to subsidize for the poor. But in the context of Nigeria, it's the poor now that is subsidizing for the rich. And therefore, that is why we are demanding for tax justice. Resources can only be made available if people are able to pay the correct tax. Part of our campaign this year is actually to halt illicit financial flow and also to demand for tax justice. We are workers should actually pay the correct tax, but also I think citizens should pay the appropriate tax, especially the high and the mighty, so that we can have a situation where our processes can then develop through the process of payment of tax.
Sultan of Sokoto Said Abubakar III has urged the federal government to probe the sources of weapons of herdsmen attacking different parts of the country. The Sultan, in his Salah message to Muslims in Nigeria, revealed real herdsmen do not carry guns, but they only move around with cows and sticks. He added those carrying arms are criminals and they should be treated as such. Abdul Rahman Dambazal, the Minister of Interior, says more than 70% of inmates in Nigerian prisons were awaiting trial. Dambazal visited Kano Central Prison to mark this year's Eid al-Fitr celebration. He said some of the inmates were supposed to stay for just a few years but ended up staying for up to 15 years. Nigeria's embattled senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Senator Dino Malai, is again crying foul over plans to recall him from the Nigerian Senate. The senator says signatures of his constituents which were collected for his recall were forged and fraudulently forwarded to the Independent National Electoral Commission. He claimed even signatures of dead people were among those purportedly seeking his recall from the Senate. Malai has also filed a lawsuit to stop the process.
Give him his shoes somewhere here, his phone and everything.
Don't do like that again. No.
Thank you. So, bye-bye. Hey,
Oga,
where do you think you are going? Home.
you never shake body.
Eh?
You never shake body.
Shake body, see?
Eh? You never shake body.
Eh?
You never shake body.
I don't get combo for my body.
You go take for here. Sit down there.
Down.
What's this man still doing here?
They say I do shake body. I shake body. They say I do this. And I say I don't get color.
You are asking for money.
Sorry, ma'am.
Asking for money to bail a suspect is an act of corruption. Both of you will be punished. Corruption is not allowed within the force. Remember,
Police is your friend. Giving and taking bribe is wrong.
corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. Up next, we have business news with Fidelia Aguncha.
Thank you, Thelma. The Nigerian Naira is seen trading at 365 against the US dollar at the parallel market. The central bank has been intervening on the official market in recent months to try to narrow the spread between rates on the official market and black market. It has so far sold over 5 billion since February. The total volume of crude oil produced in Nigeria has been reducing since January this year, leading to a cumulative loss of about 131.8 billion naira. This is according to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC). Figures in 4 financial and operations monthly reports of the NNPC from January to April 2017 show that Nigeria's total volume of crude and condensate lifting and utilization dropped by 3.55 million barrels between January and March this year alone. The corporation put the value of this drop at 131.8 billion naira using the official exchange rate of 305.85 naira for a dollar. Oil edged up for a third straight session on Monday, climbing off last week's 7-month lows, but with gains capped by the relentless rise in U.S. supply and bloated global inventories. Brent crude futures were up 11 cents at $46.65 a barrel, while U.S. crude futures were up 17 cents at $43.18 a barrel. The rise in supply threatened to wreck effort by OPEC and its partners to reduce global oil inventories with production cuts. That's all on business. More stories coming up. Stay tuned.
Corruption not in my country.
Mr. John! Mr. John! What is it now?
What is it now?
Please turn down the volume of your music. It's too loud.
And how is that your business?
It is disturbing me. I can't sleep.
And the same way you are disturbing my right to good music and where I enjoy it. Eh? What's wrong with you? Is there another person complaining?
Maybe we thought that you have lost your mind. Are you having a party?
I'm just respecting you, sir. You remember I paid my husband too.
You will not understand why we are complaining because you do not care about other people except yourself. Look, the transformation we need in this country begins in this compound.
Yes, now.
From you and I. This your selfishness is an offshoot of corruption. And corruption not in my country.
Go to your bank. Go.
Corruption not in my country.
You are watching TV360 News now. Over 700 people, including a pregnant woman and infants, were rescued off the coast of Libya's capital by Irish naval ship. Ireland's Defence Forces says the operation was carried out over the weekend. The migrants will be transported to a designated port of safety to be handed over to Italian authorities. An agreement has been reached which will see the Democratic Unionist Party back Theresa May's minority government. The deal, which comes 2 weeks after the election, resulted in a hung parliament and will see the 10 DUP members of parliament back the Tories in key Commons votes. There will be $1 billion extra for Northern Ireland over the next 2 years. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn said the deal was clearly not in national interest. Sports Minister Solomon Dalong visited the camp of athletes preparing for the 2017 Commonwealth Youth Championship. During that visit, Dalong charged the youths to work hard for success in the competition. He also assured that camp allowances will be paid in time without complaints. Nigeria will be represented by 26 athletes taking part in swimming, athletics, beach volleyball, cycling, boxing, tennis, and judo. Former Super Eagles coach Austin Eguavon says General Super Eagles team must beat Cameroon in August to keep their chances of reaching the 2018 FIFA World Cup alive. According to him, the defeat against South Africa must serve as a deterrent to ensure proper preparations for the match. The Eagles are currently top of the World Cup qualifying group with 6 points, while Cameroon are second with just 4 points. Both teams clash in 2-leg ties in August this year. Britain's Andy Murray continues to lead the men's AMP World Singles ranking released on Monday. Murray kept his place in spite of an early elimination from the round of 32 of the Queen's Club Championship by world number 86, Australian Jordan Thompson. That's all we have on news now. Thanks for watching. I am Thelma Okoro.